Salutations, everyone. We've got a new cinematic just in time. A matter of time, in fact. That's the name of the video cinematic here. So, we've got a new cinematic for the new little mini patch coming out. I love these little mini patches. They have been the highlight of Dragonflight, in my opinion. And I really liked the last one. The last one was a really good build-up with the Incarnates, and referencing them. And then, of course, you had the Bane quest line, the Orc Heritage quest line. All good stuff. So I'm curious to see what this will do. We know that the dungeon is called, the Dawn of the Infinite, so it has to deal with the Infinite Dragonflight, which has to deal with our buddy Murozond, which has to deal with Nozdormu. So I am very excited and looking forward to seeing what lies in store for us with our buddy Nozdormu and I believe Alexstrasza here. So let's go ahead and see what we're in for. Alright, we're in the Dragon Isles in Valdrakken.
Do the clouds still accost your mind?
Last OG Dragon aspects.
More terrifying. A moment of clarity.
Oh, end
I
time.
have lived a million lives and witnessed their endless unfolding threads. Was it a vision? A memory or a dream? Is there any difference?
Nozdormu, what did you see?
My hour grows late. Those who broke their oaths to the timeways, the infinites,
Hey.
struck a bargain.
Hi, Eridicron.
I do not know what Iridicron has promised them, and yet,
We have defeated each of them before.
yes,
We have.
but together, the infinite horizon is all but inevitable.
It is.
And
There
I
he
shall
is.
become what they desperately want me to be. The
Hi, Murozond.
darkest version of myself.
That smile, though.
The future will be lost, and so will I.
That's rough, buddy.
I am not giving up on you, my friend. We are not giving up on you.
Hey, good stuff. Love that emotional stuff. Alright, so let's go over what we got going on over here with the cinematic. So you have Alexstrasza, the leader of the Dragonflights, roam over towards Nozdormu as black dark clouds loom within the distance. She's wondering, what are you seeing there, buddy? What's going on? And Nozdormu, of course, lets us know what's going on here. And this right here is the end time. You've got the reality where Deathwing achieved his goal of, you know, the end time, where he stops, where basically he stops everyone, he floors everyone, he creates the Cataclysm. And through that timeline, we get Iridicron. Not Iridicron, sorry, we're not on him yet. We'll be on him in a little bit. We get Murozond, and Murozond is the darkest version of Nozdormu. He is the one who shatters the time waves and does whatever the hell he wants with them. And in this, of course, timeline where Deathwing succeeds, Deathwing lobs himself atop Wyrmrest Temple in Dragonblight. Almost said Dragonflight there. And, you know, Nozdormu, he's getting some clarity finally. He's able to finally peer within the timelines once again, and he is witnessing his end, or rather, his new transformation as Murozond. Which is interesting, because that means that it's almost time for him to turn then. At least to his belief and his knowledge. We're not entirely sure if Murozond is an alternate version of him, or his actual end. as far as he knows, what Amantul shows him, it is. And here we've got all of the infinite dragons all together, led by this boy right here, which he's the one who stole Tyr's memories and chucked it through the time waves. And for whatever reason, Aridikron is working with them. And they are in the end time together here. So this is, you know, the reality where the infants, you know, stem from. It's where they like to work from. It's almost their base of operations, really, when you think about it. So, for whatever reason, Aridikron's teaming up with them to make Murozond happen. Which makes me believe, as of right now, either Aridikron needs to go back in time, and that's why he's doing this, or it's something in the future that Aridikron wants. Does he want Deathwing to win? Does he want this reality where the Cataclysm wreaks havoc across Azeroth and leaves it a desolate place? I'm truly wondering if he wants that. And I should rephrase that. If he wants that, then the Aridikron is 100% Team Old Gods. Because Deathwing winning is the Old Gods winning. And by extension, Aridikron, for whatever reason, wants that, maybe. I've been saying it from the get-go that Aridikron is Team Old God, and that he is basically their new version of both Galakrond and Deathwing. And there's a lot of potential that Aridikron is a follower and a believer in what Galakrond wanted. Maybe not Deathwing, but maybe the Old Gods and Galakrond through that. But kind of makes him a hypocrite if he's Team Galakrond, because Galakrond kind of got influenced by the Old Gods and turned into a weapon, and same for Deathwing. So, Aridikron, you might be one step away from being the next Galakrond or the next Deathwing then. So yeah, so they've made a bargain, they've made a deal, and that means that, like I've said, that Murozond is on his way. And that makes Alexstrasza quite upset and quite fearful, but she's going to reassure him that that's not going to happen. But, you know, it's her wording that is always interesting here, because she basically said, but we've defeated them before, and that's true. But by defeating them before, you're defeating Nozdormu now, because that is his future. And we've dealt with him in the past within the future. It's confusing, I know that. Gotta love Murozond's design here. I still prefer, I'll be honest with you, I prefer Murozond's design in Cataclysm just a little bit more, but maybe I'll change my opinion on that once we get a full glimmer of what this guy is. But so Murozond is on his way, and this puts Nozdormu in a fearful state, and Alexstrasza reassures him that everything is going to be okay, and that we're going to stop this. But this is Alexstrasza at her best here, in my opinion, where it's her reassuring her oldest friend, Nozdormu. You gotta remember, and to reiterate again, Nozdormu is the last of the other remaining not black dragons, sorry. He is one of the last remaining OG dragon aspects left. You have Alexstrasza and Nozdormu, but we've lost Neltharion, we've lost Malygos, Ysera died in Legion, although she's kind of back right now, but these two are all that remain. They are the last remaining original dragon aspects. And it's become kind of a pressure, or rather, it's become pressing that they need to save Nozdormu. Not just because, well, it's one of those things where he kind of needs to become Murozond for certain things to take, you know, effect. So, whether we save him or not is debatable. I'm under the impression maybe that Murozond is an alternate universe version of Nozdormu, and that there's a possibility that our Nozdormu could be saved, and that he's been lied to by the Titans, maybe. Who knows? Time can be fickle, time can be funny, but I am on Team Chromie in saving Nozdormu. Nozdormu is probably one of my favorite dragon aspects since Deathwing died, because Deathwing is my #1 favorite, just because of the interesting dilemma of being corrupted like that, and it seems like Nozdormu is going through quite a similar process. I think it's kind of telling and almost... It's pretty interesting, at least in my opinion, that, you know, he uses the end time as his bastion, as his base of operations to work from. And if we're going by the old lore, he made a deal with the old gods and reassured that their timeline where they won, or rather where Deathwing won, happened. And he did that by preventing Nozdormu from interfering and, you know, grabbing the Dragon Soul and, you know, wiping out Deathwing with Thrall's help. So, it can go in a lot of places, I think. Do I think Nozdormu is going to be saved? I don't think so. I feel like it's almost inevitable, like he said, where he needs to become Murozond, but it would be nice if we got to keep 2 of our remaining dragon aspects, and instead of, you know, playing this game of replacing them. Outside of Rathian, I kind of feel like the current replacements for the dragon aspects are not an improvement. I think, again, that Rathian would have been nice for the leader of the Black Dragon aspect, in my opinion. But as of right now, I mean, Kalagos is fine. I actually prefer Kalagos over Malagos, but I feel like he was done in a really proper way, comparatively. But I think that Marithra, she needs to get a little bit more on her shoulder. I think Abyssian is a little bit of a stale horse. I don't know, like, the current dragon aspects are a step down, not a step up. So if we got Alexstrasza and Nozdormu replaced at any point in Dragonflight, I really don't think anyone can replace them as it stands right now. Chromie's fine, but I think she's a little bit too jokey for my tastes. I don't know, fourth wall humor has kind of lost itself on me. There's characters like Deadpool where I can kind of, you know, deal with it, but it's hard to take Chromie seriously when she's breaking the fourth wall and making a bunch of time jokes, and I don't know. If Chromie becomes the dragon aspect, I'm not against it, but I definitely prefer Nozdormu over her currently. I feel like if they do make her a dragon aspect, she needs to kind of let go of that humorous part of her. Not completely. Keep it, definitely. That's a huge part of her character to kind of, like, you know, relax or chill out by breaking the fourth wall. But you know what I mean, like, where I want her to take the situation a little bit more seriously, like Nozdormu is. Maybe that's not for everyone. Maybe some people like how Chromie can break the fourth wall and they like a humorous character. They don't like always serious Nozdormu. But, you know, a bit of both goes both ways too. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this patch. The dungeon's gonna be pretty fun, it sounds like. You can get Gorehow finally. And I do love Murozond and the end time and that whole thing. A lot of Cataclysm lore in this cinematic, and I do love the callbacks. I always love callbacks to previous expansions. It makes World of Warcraft feel bigger when they reference older expansions, at least in my opinion. But I'm looking forward to seeing where this story will go. If, you know, Nozdormu will be saved or not. It could be interesting if they go that route, but it could also be interesting if they go the route of Murozond, and maybe they go a completely different route. Like I said, maybe there's 2 different Murozonds out there. Maybe the one we dealt with in End Time is completely different from the one that we are dealing with now. Who knows? But part of me kind of wants a bit of both, you know? It's very fascinating, very interesting, but I'll leave you guys to it. Tell me your guys' thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the future.